Welcome to the most disliked show on YouTube. Welcome to the most disliked show on YouTube. Welcome to the most...
So Cenk Uygur went on reliable sources and dismantled that, that Brian Stelter. Boy, that guy annoys me. He annoys the hell out of me. At least he didn't shave all of his hair. He left a little on the side, so I can thank him for that. But you need to be doing a comb over, Stelter, and let's watch Cenk Uygur destroy you.
Well, what's great about her is she's unapologetic, and you can see that in what she's doing in social media and in everything she does, because she has a couple of advantages that the rest of the establishment Democrats don't have in Washington. One, she doesn't give a damn what Republicans think about her, and so she welcomes their attacks, and she uses social media as a jujitsu to turn their attacks against them. So they say, oh, she's a socialist who's for Medicare for all. She says, fantastic. Yes, 70% of the country agrees with Medicare for all. In fact, 52% of Republicans agree with Medicare for all. Please spread that message everywhere, Fox News. You're doing ads for us and you don't even realize it. And secondly...
Let me show an example of that, actually. She's posting on Instagram some of the coverage that Fox has had of her. She puts up graphics on Fox and she says, thank you for this. Thank you for sharing my goals. Thank you for sharing my messages. So just an example there of Cenk. What were you going to say was number two?
Yeah, secondly, she's untethered from the donors, so she could be much braver than the average Democrat in Congress. So she calls for a Green New Deal and says the people on the Select Committee should not take any fossil fuel money. Now, the Democrats plan to put Frank Pallone as the head of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. He takes $178,000 from energy companies. That's institutional corruption. So mostly Democrats go, no, don't criticize the Republicans because we also take money from fossil fuel companies. Since she doesn't take any large donor money like that, she can criticize the Republicans all she likes, and it drives Fox News crazy.
Now, here's one counter argument about her use of social media. Olivia, I'm seeing Ocasio-Cortez use Twitter, use Instagram every day, but not doing so many TV interviews. And we asked her to be on this program. She declined. I wonder if sometimes her use of Instagram, where she's, making meals and chatting with her fans, it's really interesting to see, but it does allow her to sidestep the media.
Right. Well, this is the issue with social media. On the one hand, politicians seem more accessible.
At this point, I would have just absolutely loved to see Stelter, the girl, just turn around to the TV and say, "Bye, Cenk," because he ended up having a great comeback for this. But they could have just stated their opinion there about Ocasio-Cortez sidestepping the media and not allowed him to respond. That would have been hilarious. Yeah.
Than ever, or public figures in general. They are more visible than ever. We see more of them than ever. But on the other hand, it allows them to speak directly to their voters, to their base, to their followers, and they don't have to answer the same questions or appear on the same shows that they may have had to before in order to maintain that same level of fame. And so I think she's benefiting from that. And I also think there's sort of a vacuum that Fox News is projecting a lot, because we don't hear as much from her in interviews as you do from other politicians who are maybe a little bit older, less accustomed to using Instagram. And I think that has helped her, as Cenk made the point, that she has been promoting the fact that Fox News is attacking exactly what she believes in, and it's just helping her elevate her talking points.
Right, it is interesting to see how she reacts to Fox's criticism, and engages and talks about it and uses it to her advantage.
And the president does the same thing on the very, very far different side, right? He uses Twitter to talk directly to his supporters. He uses Fox News, which is really just an extension of his communication shop. And I think that he is able to get away with not answering very tough questions as frequently as other politicians may have had to.
So, Cenk, as Trump is to Twitter, is Ocasio-Cortez to Instagram? Is that one of the lessons here? She's using a new platform in a new way?
Well, I mean, look, you can say that Trump was untethered from the donors in a sense as well, because he didn't raise enough money from them. And so hence he was able to speak out more vociferously on social media as Ocasio-Cortez does on the left. But I got to say one thing in her defense from what you just mentioned, Brian. Look, you say she doesn't do enough interviews on television now, but let's be fair. When she needed those interviews, you guys weren't there for her. So before the election, almost
Our
no one
job
in the
isn't to
mainstream
be
media
there,
covered.
but our job isn't there to be there for anybody.
No. But Brian, it isn't about being there or being or not. It's about you guys didn't think she had a chance, so you didn't give her any outlet at all, and so the people in her district didn't get a real sense of who had the better point of view. She overcame that anyway and went on to win. So if you think, hey, well, she's got to go on television to speak to the people, apparently she didn't. She had to go on the Young Turks and social media to speak to the people, and she did, and she won. So she doesn't owe television anything. She doesn't owe the corporate Democrats anything. She doesn't owe Republicans anything. So she can go on and make her case anywhere she likes, and it's incredibly effective.
She's an elected official.
I'm
sorry.
More interviews, the better.
But she's an elected official. She certainly owes the media, the public, her voice in answering questions. I take your point about her not getting enough attention before she won, but I don't think that's particularly unusual for somebody running for Congress. She was not running for president. I think then it would be a different story.
All right, Cenk, thank you.
I think that.
Sorry, Cenk, last word.
Just real quick, look, I think that unfortunately the media covers people with more money, and a lot of that is corporate money. And so it's not just about Ocasio-Cortez, it's about the future. And in 2020, will you cover progressive candidates that run uncorrupted? And my guess is no, and then you'll turn around and sometimes blame them later.
Journalists should cover progressive candidates and conservative candidates. We should cover them and make sure people know about both of them. But I hear your point.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but unfortunately, you give an advantage to people with more money, and you do it all the time. And unfortunately, I think it aids and abets corruption.
I would love to discuss that more with you in the future. I'm not sure how we support candidates that have more donor money. That's your argument, that because they have more donor money, they get more news coverage?
No, Brian, are you saying that not everybody in the media says, well, that person has a better chance of winning because they have more money, so there's this obsession with who's raised more money and hence is more legitimate? That's the view in the mainstream media, which is not held in the actual elections.
Contribute on the About screen of the channel by clicking on the PayPal button. Please remember to subscribe and hit the dislike button at the bottom of the page.